And Jeff is working him over. Look at that. Jeff's going to move him up out of the groove and get by him.
Whoa, Busch is around. Can he save it this time?
Oh, there you go.
He does. He saves it. But there's a
Jeff Gordon's upside down. Jeff Gordon's upside down.
And Kurt Busch's car is destroyed.
Oh, my gosh. Jimmy Johnson's car destroyed.
Track crew quickly on the scene to aid Jeff Gordon. On the radio, he has told his team he is okay.
Yeah, I see him. I think I can see him moving.
And he is okay. Let's see what happened.
I think it's really Jeff trying to get the 18 car Kyle Busch up out of the way.
Pushing on that left side again.
Yeah, he's just working on him, Michael. Kyle was blocking, and Jeff was trying to get him loose and get him up out of the way, and he just got on the left side and spun him out.
Look at the job Ambrose and Boyer did coming through there. And there's our buddy old Brad Keselowski. We ain't seen him up front all night. He's fixing to restart with a chance to win this baby.
Yeah, I asked Larry, I said, is Brad Keselowski in this race?
Well, yeah. Jeff Gordon's car went about 1,000 feet on the driver's door before it barrel rolled to a stop.
Yeah. You see Jeff down there. He just gets down on his left corner, and we've seen that time and time and time again.
You got to stay off the left side. What do we do about that, though, man? How do we fix it? The drivers just have to make the decision that they've got to lay off that left side.
Look at this long slide for Gordon, and that's Kurt Busch tangled up with him and Jimmy Johnson. And that car still hasn't lost much of its momentum as it goes side over side. Jeff Gordon gets a round of applause from the crowd here, and he is okay. Let's take another couple of looks here from ground level. And Jeff Gordon, after sliding 800 feet on the driver's door, up and over and dissipating energy.
Jeff Gordon has emerged from the medical center with a smile on.
I talk to Brad occasionally, and always interesting to me, he talks about that bubble of air. If you're in the bubble.
Oh, trouble, turn 4.
Oh, no.
One car hard in the wall, Kurt Busch.
Oh, no.
Kurt looked like he might have been turned. That thing just went straight on into the outside wall.
There goes Suarez down pit road. Not sure what happened there. We'll have to take a look at it. There's a 48 right back here to see where he does. There's a 41 on the bottom.
Oh, yeah, look at it step out.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow, big time.
Straightened Jimmy out. He kept going, but unfortunately it was at the expense of the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Did you see that 48 car, though? He was going to spin out.
I think he was definitely going to spin out.
Nice job by Austin Dillon to miss Kurt Busch. Riding with Kurt Busch.
Oh. Nothing he could do.
Side by side.
Greg Biffle in that 16 car, boy, he wanted to lead that first.
Oh, here we go, coming around, 97 car.
Kurt Busch slams the inside wall, and just like last night, lap 1, caution 1, and the defending Nextel Cup champion is going to head for repairs after 1 lap.
And remember, he comes in here second in the points.
Kurt gets up there, he's trying to stay off of Rusty, and the back end just got around on him. I don't think Gordon got into him. I think Gordon was just real close to him, and I'm telling you, that little bitty rear blade back there early on a run, track a little bit dirty. Stick that nose up on the back end of that.
The no boundaries Ford. Sorry, Wally, I had to take over the ride for you here. And it is hot. The lowest temperature I could find in here, about 108. And now you can see up on the dash area, it's about 150. There's action on the track.
Got a crash. It's Kurt Busch with a hard crash.
That's too bad. He was flying.
He was running very, very well. Looks like he might have tested that safer barrier one more time.
He was in 17th place at the time of the accident, after starting the race back in 38th. Boy, he has pounded the wall with the left side of that Ford. And great news there.
Oh, he's mad at somebody.
Yes, he is.
He's angry at somebody.
I think he's got his weapon. Oh, no, it's his
That's
hat.
a hat.
He's going down and just tell somebody when they go by that he's angry.
All right. Survey says. Who's he racing with there? We're here, and it's a red car.
Jimmy Spencer?
Yeah. That would be what, the third or fourth time this year that they've tangled?
Remember Bristol. You see, there goes Spencer. Off turn 4. We talk about Bristol. There's Kurt Busch. He was the winner at Bristol. But let's go back this spring. In April, Spencer makes a little contact with Kurt Busch, gets on the inside, takes the lead, just a few laps to go. Kurt Busch goes down in turn 1. Says, okay, Jimmy, out of the way you go, I go by and win the Bristol race. Spencer almost wins.
And they've made contact a couple of more times since then on the racetrack too.
Because it was at Phoenix. Didn't that
Last year.
the start of it last year
Yeah.
at Phoenix?
At the very top of the screen, Kurt Busch is on the inside of Jimmy Spencer. Down that long straightaway, Kurt moves over to get some air between the two cars. Get to turn 3.
He just booted him out of the way.
Wow, that's not good.
No. I mean, here you got a guy coming, okay, he passed him clean, and you could see the car was slowing up in front of him. I don't think Kurt's going to let that one go over too easy.
Leaders come to pit.
Trying to save fuel and be conservative and short shifting, and guess what? He has closed in on Kyle Busch by doing all that, driving smooth, taking it easy on his back, and also short shifting, guys. Hey, what they say, guys? The shorter it is, the quicker you are.
Trouble dog Kurt Busch into the barrier.
Tire guys, we're in the fence. Our day's done.
Yeah, he's done. Blew a tire there. That car is shortened up.
Kurt was running 17th at the time. And that is a pretty heavy hit at turn number 5.
Go to the garage.
Yeah, you're left front down. Yeah, you're under full power here. Ah, man, good thing those tires were there. He's another driver that we've seen a few times smoke that left front, get down into these corners, these high braking areas. You can see right when that tire went down. Put on the brakes all you want. You just can't stop soon enough. Unfortunate for Kurt Busch today. Yeah, the thing with Kyle, he's been locking that right front up, getting into turn 1. And what happens when you do that a few times, it'll put a flat spot on it, and it'll find that flat spot every single time, because that's where it wants to when you have that heavy load on braking, hits that flat spot, it'll just keep hitting it time after time.
This July on Speed, catch the network premiere of Wrecked. Life in the crash lane. Ride with Chicago's toughest family of towers and find out why cleaning up the mess isn't for the faint of heart. Wrecked. New series premiere July 17th, 10 Eastern, exclusively on Speed.
You see Kurt Busch
Wrecked.
got a right front tire that's
correct
down. He was about to complete 40 laps. Now, I wonder, let's see what happened here. I think this was over in turn 1 and 2 with the 2 cars. Okay, that's coming off turn 2. And I'm going to tell you what, he hit that wall hard. But, Jeff, I had just talked to our producer, Sponge, and you can see, I mean, he's going to hit the wall hard. They're going to have to go to a backup car.
Yeah.
But Jeff Randolph, I said, show me the 2 car, because I think what they were doing, Jeff, is they had stayed on the same set of tires. I'm sure Ralph or Lindsay can find out. He was about to complete 40 laps. I think what they were going to try to do is do a full fuel run, which is somewhere about 44 to 46 laps, but it looks like the right front tire didn't make it.
Correct.
Well, look at that slide there on the 10 car.
And the 97 car going around.
Busch in the wall, the defending series champion. Caution is out at New Hampshire.
One down already.
Oh, my goodness. But last year I said I think you can have one mulligan in the 10 races. And we can see the water from under the car, so the radiator is broken. He's going to have to go to the garage, replace the radiator, and get some of the sheet metal from around the tires.
Well, I mean, he's going to finish probably 40-something in points, even if he gets the car fixed and comes back out. So it's this is one of those situations you're starting off being in the hole. You know, your first race and you're already in the hole, and that hole is deep to climb out of in 9 more races. It looked like the 10 car, Scott Riggs, got loose. He got loose, and he's trying to save it, and unfortunately, Kurt Busch was up on the high side, and he got tagged, and that was it.
You got a feeling this track would be very slick.
Well, it is. You know, there's no grip on the racetrack right now. The tire temperatures are cold. The tire pressures are down. So it is just like driving on ice. Until you get some heat in these tires and you get your pressures up, it's a hard place to drive, especially at the start of the race.
On board with Jeff Burton as he goes down the corner right behind the 2 cars. Riggs gets loose, goes up the hill trying to save his car, gets in the left rear of the 97.
There's Kurt Busch already out of his car.
And he's headed for pit road.
Yep, he sure is.
Back in New Hampshire, Kurt Busch knocked out early. Kurt, on your way up pit road, where are you going? What's the message you want to deliver?
I don't know who the crew chief of the 10 is, so I just want to talk to him a little bit. The 10 car, we've had issues in the past, and this isn't the place to repay somebody.
Especially what's so involved here with this championship.
Yeah, it's pretty big, isn't it?
You can see he is delivering his message. Real quick, what did he say? What did he say, Kurt?
You know, the 10 just got into us. I think he just got loose. He had a great qualifying run. He's a car that was on the bottom side. He needed to get more room to the guys on the top side.
How difficult now, Kurt, using your mulligan up so early?
You just got to come from behind, so we got to come from behind every race now.
You can see from the damage on the car, a lot of fluid leaking from it. The Sharpie guys already at work in the garage trying to rebuild this race car to get back out to get some points.
Rodney, you've looked at the replay now a couple of times, talked to Scott on the radio. Was it just a matter of the car getting loose? Are there leftover feelings from the Indy contact with the 97?
No, not any leftover feelings at all. Just racetrack's real green, rain last night. This place just really slick after it rains, and just stuck down on the bottom, and there ain't much you can do except for wait for a hole and try to get up. So feel bad for those guys. You know, it wasn't anything trying to get him back. You know, when Kurt got into us at Indy, you know, he just got loose. It was a mistake, an accident. You know, we forgave him, and today was just an accident.
And that will be a backup car. They'll be going to.
He made a lane change right here. I just turned around from our opening here, and I saw him kind of turn in front of someone. I couldn't tell you who it was. Take a look at it and see.
In front of him is John Andretti. Behind him is Montoya. Watch the blue deuce.
And Andretti looks like that maybe the 42 got into the back of the 2. I think that the 2 ran up on Andretti there and maybe had to try to make a lane change.
Maybe this will show us how it got started. Yeah, he got hooked by Montoya.
Yeah,
Darryl.
Montoya just got into the back of him. And Mike, another thing about the bigger restrictor plate is the closing rate is going to be a lot higher than these guys had last year down here. And so now you're going to close up on the car in front of you a lot faster than what you have in the past. That's maybe causing a little bit of a judgment problem.
That was a hard lick.
It was, and it's right here in the tri-oval.
Kurt Busch has climbed from his car. He is okay. The Miller Lite Dodge, not so much.
Okay, the good news, your car doesn't look as bad as some of these other ones. The bad news, they are working on the front end. How bad is it?
It's pretty good. It's just a little, rub there, but it's a shame, I don't know. I pushed the 2 through the straight. He got inside the, I think the 34, I don't know. I think it's probably John. And John just went all the way down to the bottom. I was right on the 2 checked up, and that was that. But
I thought after that first practice, things would be a little more calm in the second one.
I was out of the first practice because they were so out of control. I parked the car. So I didn't want to be involved in any wreck, so I just parked the car. And, I thought, we're single file, pushed it to get inside of 34, and 34 just caught it down. It doesn't matter. It's what it is.
How hard a hit was that?
It's one of those that you take. Really following guys, just trying to get up to speed in the draft, and we can't do that. I don't really know what to say or what's going to happen. We just got a lot of wrecked race cars in a short practice already.
51 left rear. Looks like it's coming apart on that car.
Left rear tire just blew out.
Well, that broke right off the car.
Left rear tire just fell off.
Yeah, that's looks like the wheel's still intact. Looks like all the lug nuts must have fell off. Oh, that's bizarre. Yep, see all the wheel spacers flying off of it.
Oh man, Jimmy Johnson. I knew that.
Hard hit by Jeff Burton in the 31.
Oh, right into Kurt Busch.
Busch in the 97. Nowhere for him to go.
Oh my gosh.
That was a hard lick.
That was Jeff Burton saying he was fine. A head-on between Burton and Kurt Busch. Well, you see Busch is steering the car to a stop.
That was a heavy lick.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right.
Oh boy,
And
listen to
okay.
that. Listen to the so dejected. I was just going to mention the fact that he had gotten his car straightened out. He was in pretty good shape, sitting there running in 6th spot.
Well, his bid, Kurt Busch, his bid for 4 wins in a row in the spring race. It pretty much ends here on lap 361.
And Jeff Burton, except for that cut tire, he had a very strong run going today, as have all the Childress cars.
Burton was in harm's way. I mean, he was sitting up there, and when he got by our leader there, Biffle, he couldn't go, and so they all were trying to get back around him because he was a lap car. This kid, I'm telling you, that hurt.
And that's the situation, Darrell, where that Hans device proves its worth. With a head-on like that,
you got that right.
Keeps that helmet and the head in it from moving too far forward. Jeff Burton, a longtime advocate of improved cockpit safety, and he and Kurt Busch are able to walk away.
You see Jimmy Johnson, he gets down under Jeff Burton, and he just washes up into him. And this right here, just right up in front of, what a
nose
lick.
to nose.
Now at that time, Busch is still traveling over 100 miles an hour.
You heard the spotter telling me he's inside.
Uh-oh, don't look.
Oh. Goodness gracious.
Buddy, I'm fine.
Kurt went down there and Kurt knocked the heck out of the inside wall after he got into Burton.
Darrell, you're running so fast around this racetrack. All it takes is just a little nudge to get you out of shape.
Yeah, it does. We saw that with Bobby Jr. there a minute ago. Now watch Kurt. He continues on. Down the hill he goes. He thinks he's probably got control until he gets right here. Bam. Hits it again. Burton kind of goes up the hill to open up the bottom. Jimmy gets on the gas, pushes up, and just clips him, a lot like we saw with Bobby Jr. and Kenny Schrader there a minute ago. Turn 2 here is Calamity Corner. Always has been. That's driver's side left right there, right in that left front corner.
Thank safer barriers, thank improved cockpit safety devices like the Hans device, and thank good conditioning.
Look at all that debris just.
Trouble turn 1, a car hard in the wall, and it is Kurt Busch.
I'm not surprised. He was not running that fast and looked like he was having a hard time just keeping up the minimum speed.
When in the garage earlier, Busch predicted they'd finish 43rd tonight, and now that prophecy appears to have come true.
When he went back out on the track, Mike, I could tell he was having a hard time trying to even just keep up to what minimum speed would have been. The car didn't look like it was driving worth a flip. That's another hard lick on, and that's driver's side. That hurts. Little guy's been beaten up a lot this year.
But we did see him walk to the ambulance under his own power, and he looked to be okay. That car, however, is
wrecked.
Uh-oh, there goes Tony. Oh my goodness.
Crash in turn 4.
Man,
and there in the midst of it sits Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch, the 2 leaders.
I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe Tony got a little loose all at once.
Kurt Busch, the 2, will go straight to the garage, Jerry.
I'm worried about you. I ain't worried about that car.
That was Greg Zipadelli, Stewart's crew chief. And the strongest Chevy and the strongest Dodge in Daytona are wrecked.
Let's watch it. I don't know if Kurt got into the back of Tony or not. Let's wait till we get around here and see. Tony's car just Tony hit the apron. He got down on the apron. He got a little bit loose. Kurt was all over the back of him, and there he goes.
Tony's dropped the window net on his car. That's a signal to safety workers that he is okay. Watch the yellow line.
Yeah, watch the left front tire. Gets it on the apron just a little bit. You see the car wiggle, and he gets loose. He's got to probably lift out of the throttle a tad. And here comes Kurt. Cannot get off of him. They make contact.
And then once Tony gets sideways, nowhere for Kurt Busch and the 2 to go.
What a shame.
You're doing 185 miles an hour, Darrell. The car in front of you suddenly loses several miles an hour of momentum. Was there anything Kurt Busch could do to avoid Stewart?
No, you could see he was trying to get down. He was trying to get underneath Tony to get away from him. It wasn't possible. He did everything he could do.
And remember, they had fresh tires. This is a racetrack where you run wide open on the mat. Just listen.
Just that little, you hear the throttle, and that's all it takes.
Tony Stewart's 9th try to win the Daytona 500 will come up short. We can show you the speed of Kurt Busch's car going through here. Sorry, we don't have that telemetry on the 20. But we'll give you an idea of how Kurt Busch tries to scrub off speed as Stewart loses his momentum. Busch is in the number 2.
These guys are quick, but they just can't. This happens too quick. See the car wiggle ever so slightly. Tony, you heard the throttle on the other replay we had. Tony had to work the throttle, and Kurt's just closing at probably another 5 or 8 miles an hour.
Boy, and how close it was for Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Carl Edwards, Johnny Sauter, all those guys.
We've got a crash. We've got a crash. It's Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch having a solid day until now, Alan.
Hard crash for Kurt, who had just come off the pit lane after a green flag stop.
We blew out a left front tire.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that exactly what happened, but he was definitely out of shape when he got there.
Yeah, you could see that looked like something definitely happened as he got down in. The car just turned sideways and then hard into the wall. Carrying a lot of speed over that tunnel turn and not much time to get things woed down.
a hard hit for Kurt Busch. Puts us under the 7th caution of the day. Said he cut down a left rear tire, ran over a piece of debris. Here's a look from Kyle Busch's car.
Still clear. Spinning behind you.
You can just see it looked like the right rear went down and the car just
yellows out.
Immediately turned.
Just caught the end of the one barrier and into the other.
3 and 4. He's going to take second spot away from Burton. Here comes his brother Kyle to the inside.
And almost wrecked him.
I told you.
There he goes.
I told
he did.
you. I told you.
Oh, my gosh.
Checkers are wreckers.
That boy's got a lot of talent. If only he can harness it on a weekly basis.
How'd you like to be the referee in that family?
But you know what? Jeff Hammond talked about it at the top of the show. An expendable car. You know you bring it when you come here.
Kyle Busch made a bold move. Ended it out taking out Big Brother. Here it is. Watch the 5.
This is what $1 million will make you do right here. Got that nose in there. Now they're hooked together. Little wobble, and he's out of control. And boy, he just barely got the back of the 2 cars. They went into the corner.
Boy, Burton in the 31 just makes it by. Actually, I don't think anyone else was involved in this.
And that's hard to believe.
Saw Casey Mears in the 25 all the way down on the apron. I think he actually did get spun out.
Boy, great camera work to capture the first contact.
And look how close. If he just had a little bit quicker on the 2 car of Kurt Busch, he would have been out of that.
Let's watch from Kurt Busch's Miller Lite Dodge.
3 wide.
Man.
From Jeff Gordon.
Keep it down there. Good job, good job.
And you know, they just had got that 2 car where I think they wanted it with Kurt Busch.
Yep. Kurt has been strong and been in a position to win several races this year. Sometimes circumstances have dictated the outcome, and Kyle Busch has won a race this year.
Probably
won at Bristol.
Probably should have won 4 or 5, but things like this keep happening.
Just barely got him.
Atop Kyle Busch's pit box was car owner Rick Hendrick. And there he stands with crew chief Alan Gustafson. And here is Dick Berggren.
With Kyle Busch. I'm with Kyle Busch and Kurt rather, sorry. And we've just moved out of the way so the mechanics can work on the car. How much more difficult is it when it's you and your brother than when it's you and somebody else that takes you out?
Yeah, I was waiting for the day, and we got together. I was making a clean move on the 31, and then I got a car on my inside when I'm on the bottom lane. And so I was waiting for the day when we got together. We did, and we were racing for $1 million. You know, the tough part is I wrecked real close to the end at the Daytona 500, and there was a lot of money up for line, and a guy named Harvick won the race. A guy named Harvick's leading right now. So that was a bummer to have my little brother pull that move on me, and maybe I should have given an inch instead of taking an inch from him. But hey, that's what the All-Star race is all about. I just hate I got a wrecked race car, and so does he.
You will talk to him.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk to each other. It's just tough to have this scenario happen out on the track, but inevitably it was going to happen. So we'll see what he has to say about it, and we'll see what we can do to discuss it. But right now, I'm not eating any Kellogg's anytime soon.
Okay, thanks, Kurt. See you next week at the 600.
That's great.
I'll say this: Kurt Busch.
That's it.
You can't give up and look at it.
Not enough room. Gordon's left side tires looked like they were right against the curbing. There was not enough room for 2 cars there.
Kurt was frustrated because he was caught on the outside. He tried to get down behind Mark and couldn't quite make it. I think that the 24 car definitely saw a chance, an opportunity, and he kind of left himself vulnerable. The 97 did.
It was a late move by Gordon as Busch was trying to come down into the corner. Let's see who went where.
Jeff made an abrasive move here, right there. He stayed in the throttle. He went underneath.
Yeah, actually, you know, Jeff needed to back off and let Kurt in because Kurt had the position. So I would, if you want to, I don't like to blame because, you know, there can always 2 sides to every story. But that would have been a good time for Jeff to back off and let Kurt in.
But I definitely do not think Jeff Gordon drove up the racetrack into him. Like you say, he could have rolled out of the throttle and gave Kurt position. That's the only thing he could have done, Darrell.
One's going down into the corner and the other one's going straight. That's the difference.
Used to be, Darrell, you'd want to be up to the numbers of the car on the outside to own the corner.
Yeah, right there. I mean, you know, Kurt's got plenty of room and Jeff's not there yet. There's no way that the spotter would tell you that he wasn't clear low right there.
Now
Kurt Busch pulled up next to the pace car to pit, and that is going to cost him 1 lap.
Yeah, no matter what your problem is, and of course they're trying to stay on the lead lap here, you cannot pull up to pit. You have to wait for your time to come to pit road. So it looks like he's going to go an additional lap down as well as the lap they're going to hold.
Trouble front straightaway. Spinning across the racetrack is rookie Kurt Busch. Can he keep it down in the grass? Bill Elliott dives to pit road to avoid him. And Kurt Busch will slide to a stop. Caution is out. A lot of smoke also down in turn 1 from one car that may have gotten rear-ended back there. Well, that smoke abates. Look at Busch after that wild slide. Second caution of the day.
Sterling Marlin is the leader. It's only been about 6 or 7 laps since they pitted, so I don't think they'll be at a pit road.
There's Busch on the bottom of the racetrack.
On the bottom, he comes up off the corner there. He wanted to get back in line, but guess what? Joe Nemechek was there.
Gord Burton just barely getting by there in the black and yellow car.
He just thought he had a spot in line, and it closed up on him.
Kurt Busch's car slid some 2,000 feet before coming to a halt. And there's the damage to Joe Nemechek's car.
Not only has he got the damage on the left front from Kurt Busch, but he got up into the wall on the right side, and he's got damage on both sides.
Only the second caution of the day.
I'm thinking everything is cycled through the pits, though. I don't think this affects anybody as far as...
You know who I think it does affect? Is Russ.
Oh, Kurt Busch, one of the contenders in the chase for the Nextel Cup. He had trouble here a year ago, lost an engine. He was just about to pit. Heavy damage to his car. Marty, Bill, he had just come on the radio down the backstretch where it said we have to pit now. They were about 5 laps away from their pit stop. Said I have a right rear going down. Indeed, it was flat, and that's what put him in the wall.
There we see. Hit first in the wall.
Slow here in front of you. Be careful. Slow in front of you. Right in front of you. Right in front of you up against the wall. Right in front of you. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Trying to take advantage of having a fast car here and really liking this. Oh, trouble. Kurt Busch. Inside wall. Somehow again,
I'm out of fuel. I'm out of fuel and I got wrecked, guys. Why am I out of gas? I show 5 more laps down here.
That's what's wrong with Casey Kane.
Have to wonder. Yeah. We saw him just drop straight to the bottom going into turn 1, and then this happened with Kurt Busch.
Yeah, what a shame. Kurt Busch
was leading, wasn't he?
Great job driving this race car. But you run out of fuel in front of the pack.
Yep.
Now, he wasn't leading it when it happened, but... Oh, yeah. There's sitting duck right there.
And it looked like by that shot, unless something happened, that Trevor Bain was going to be the recipient of the free pass.
He was.
God, what a shame.
Well, Kurt Busch said he was out of gas. Doc, is that what's wrong with the 5?
Exactly, Alan. Out of gas, the thing burped and then quit. And Casey Kane said, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. That's when the caution came out. And now he is coasting down pit road. The engine not running. They're going to have to reset some of the electronics when they get the car, the engine refired again. Right, so they're going to go ahead and put 4 tires on him. No other major changes. Got to get it full of fuel, and they're going to try to get it refired. And now it is finally refired as the left side tires are going on our pole center.
Yeah, he's going to be okay, I believe, Doc. Leaders just now behind the pace car going into turn 3. They've got plenty of time.
What was that?
Stop, Kurt. They want you to stop right now. They want you to
I
stop.
think that was some of the safety equipment that they put up there.
They want you to stop.
Got his helmet off. He's not hearing them.
The safety workers were there to attend to him when he got the car refired and drove away with both his the bag of the safety workers' equipment on top of the roof of the car. NASCAR has told the 51 team that they are done for the day.
We ran out of gas. I don't know how to explain it any other way than that. Ran out of gas while leading. We were 4 laps away from pitting. Just one of those situations to where whether it was a miscalculation in fuel mileage or the fuel cell wasn't picking up all the fuel. You know, we're a team that worked really hard this year, and little things might have been overlooked here or there, but we gave it all we had, and I just went around and hugged all the guys and said thanks, and it's just a tough way to go out, man. We were leading, ran out of gas. It's kind of how our year went this year. We had all the potential in the world. We just never pulled it all together for 500 miles.
It's always chaotic when you come to Talladega. Making matters worse, you had a damaged race car. NASCAR was telling you to stop. Did you hear that command?
No, I didn't. I got out of the car and surveyed the damage, saw that it could still roll. So I jumped back in, and I remembered with these engines, they'll run at 20% of fuel pressure to get it back to the garage. So I tried like heck. That's the competitor in me. That's the desire that I have, and that's what gets misconstrued all the time. And this is the way my life works. Today's a perfect example. I'm leading, I wreck, I run out of gas. I'm still that competitive guy to try to get back in the race, and now NASCAR's yelling at me because I don't have my helmet on, and I'm trying to get it to the garage so the guys can work on it. Now I'm in trouble. Now I got this little storm right here. I mean, this is my life, so I'm not complaining. I put myself in a lot of these situations, but it's on to good things now moving forward. I got all the bad luck out of the way, and this year's been a great year to test me in every which way.
Thank you for playing our game and all the tear-filled nights. Now this is goodbye. Now this is goodbye. Now this is goodbye.